primers this month, I am keeping in the Lancome Prep and Matte. I do have other mattifying primers. I really like this one though. This one makes sure that my nose area doesn't get to be too glowy. I still have the Timeless Smoothing Primer from Tarte. This is a pore filling primer. This is one that I recently purchased, and I don't know why I purchased a primer because I'm always saying I never wear a primer. Obviously I do. And I actually like the way this feels. It feels very skin care-like. And it's affordable. It's from Wet n Wild. This is their Glass Correct primer. It's the green one. I think there's a yellow one. I don't know if there's a pink or a lavender one, but basically gives you just a touch of color correction. I want the green to dial down some of the redness I have around my nose and like right down here. I'm wearing it today and I really like it. And my fave, I can't not have the Auric. I have to have it. So the Auric Glow Lust in Morganite is in there this month. For foundations this month, I am putting in the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have the shade 1 Neutral, the lightest one. I have shade number 2 from Lisa Eldridge. I love it. It's the best shade match. I'm not wearing it today. I kind of wish I was. I just started a part-time job at a dental office and I'm in a mask all day on the days that I'm working. And on those days, I find that when I take my mask off at the end of the day, you know, where that metal nose piece is, I have a lot of wear here. Sometimes I'll have wear where the straps are, or on my chin and the tip of my nose where it rubs inside. So I've been trying to find a combination of foundation powder that's going to work really well for me. And I am pulling out my Estee Lauder Double Wear. I love double wear, but I feel like this can be a little heavy. The older I get, the more it looks like it's sitting on my skin. Like 7 years ago, no problem with this. And the older I get, the more my skin is like, we show everything. So I've been pairing it with this. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Foundation, and I like this. I have shade 1N0, and this is shade 1N1. This is the lightest shade that comes in this formula, but I like it. So I'll do a pump of this, a little squish of this, and I've been getting really beautiful coverage. And then I fully powder, and I wear powder products on my face, and hopefully things are going to be still on by the end of the day. The last foundation I'm keeping in rotation for this month is this one, and it's the Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. Now, if you're curious, I have a try-on of this. I'm still trying to form some thoughts about it, and I have learned a little bit about it. I still have learned that this is not my perfect shade. And if you are fairer than I am, because remember, my perfect shade of Double Wear is 1N0. I wear the lightest in the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I wear shade number 2 in Lisa Eldridge. If you are fairer than I am, there is not a shade for you, because this is really, really orangey compared to the rest of me. Like, take a look here. We don't match. And because I'm wearing, you know, like a light colored blouse, I'm not taking this down, but I feel like the finish of this is so pretty. I'm trying to still figure out how I can make this work for me, and maybe because the shade is wrong, it never really will. But I like the way that it feels. I like the way that it looks, and it doesn't look heavy. This is kind of making me curious about other balm foundations. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I am still using this under eye corrector from Beauty Pie. This is the Super Luminous Under Eye Genius. I love so much. I'm also keeping 4 concealers in rotation. One is not going to be a secret. This is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. It's probably my favorite concealer for days when I'm wearing minimal to no makeup, or I'm not setting my full face and I just need to spot conceal. I'm not going to wear foundation. I'm just going to wear a little concealer here or there in my trouble spots and then move on from there. If I'm needing some full coverage, I have been in love with this. This is another Estee Lauder product. You can't read it because I touched it so much it's worn off. So this is the Double Wear Radiant Concealer. This is the lightest shade in 0.5. Love this. It's so good. Super high coverage. I'm wearing this today. They don't make this anymore. My heart just breaks every time I reach for it. But this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I haven't had the heart to try their new concealer in a tube because I love that one and they don't make it anymore. This is one that I have been trying out. This is the Everyday Great Skin Concealer from Beauty Pie. Actually, this has kind of been impressing me. I have the shade 50, super light. I thought it was the lightest shade. I think there's a shade 25, like one level lighter than this, but this is plenty light for me under the eyes. It's great. Trying to make sure I get in a good mix of drugstore for powders this month. I have the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. I have found that I can't use this as powder foundation. It's just a little bit too much for my skin, but I really like it as with a really thin kind of wispy brush just to lightly set the face. That's how it's been working for me. My favorite drugstore powder right now is this. This is gorgeous. This is the Light Illusion from Flower Beauty. I love it so much. This is their lightest shade. This is L1 Porcelain. I feel like it's a really good shade match. I am wearing this today. It has just a little bit of coverage, not a ton. It shears out nicely. It doesn't have the same intense coverage that the e.l.f. does, but I feel like it's a little bit more undetectable. And maybe it's because the color is different. Maybe I have the wrong shade in the e.l.f., but you can really see this on my face. And when I'm wearing this, I feel like you can't. So, and then when it came to some other powders, I'm like, pull out at least one fave. I have this one. This one's from Kosas. This is the Cloud Set. I love this. This is the lightest shade in Airy. It's gorge. I haven't used this in forever. This is the Backstage No powder from Dior. Mine is a mess. Oh, I should clean it. But this is real life. This is what it looks like. I have the shade 0N Neutral. This is the lightest shade that they make. This is a baked gelée powder. It is one of those where I feel like it's a good shade match for me, and it's not heavy. Both of these are ones that I can use under the eye, and I don't have a dedicated under eye powder. So even if I'm using a drugstore, I'll probably still use one of those to set this area. The last powder I have is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have loved this for so long. I have hit pan. I don't know if this is my fourth compact of it. It's just a great powder. I am trying not to fall in love with it again because she's spendy. She's $45, which is why I picked up this. I've also heard that the number 7 powder, I have that somewhere, is also a really great alternative to this. And I hate to think that I would get to a point where I wouldn't have this in my collection, but $45 is a lot. Let's talk about face products a little bit differently, like powder products that I'm using and then cream or liquid products that I'm using. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Bronzer. I have the lightest shade in 1, and the Take Home the Bronze from the Balm. This is also in their lightest shade, Oliver. For blushes this month, I have a Charlotte Tilbury. This is my favorite shade, her Cheek to Chic. This is the shade Sex on Fire, and I love that there are 2 shades in here. Love. And the one that I'm wearing today, this is maybe one of my most used blushes, one of my favorite blushes. This one from M, this is Magic Hour. So it's kind of, I thought it'd be nice to have a cool and a warm blush option when it comes to powder blushes. For highlights, I'm pulling in this Dior Skin Powder. This is their Luminizer and just the 01. Do they still make this formula? I remember they came out with new highlights last spring, and I bought this during the Sephora sale, and then like a month later they debuted new highlights, and I was like, is that it? So, but I'm gonna use this month. I'm also pulling out Dandelion Twinkle. I love how gentle and light this is. It's a pretty highlight without being too strong. Now, on the days I want a little bit more, I have this. This is from Artist Couture. This is one of their Diamond to Glow powders, and this one is the shade Illuminati. It's beautiful, very, very, very shiny. But I usually skip it because it's a loose highlight. But I mean, look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. I'm like, time to use all the things you got. For my liquid and cream products, I am putting in these 2 blushes from Lisa Eldridge. This is the Enlivening Blush, and I have the shade Island Glow, which is kind of like a really pretty peachy coral color. And this one here, which is Dante's Dream. It's a little bit more of a nude with a hint of red in it. I love that. Other blushes, I have this one from Ritual de Fille. This one is in the shade Bloodflower, and it looks so dark in the pan, but it's red. And it shears out to the prettiest, like in from the cold cheek. It's so lovely. Love it so much. I picked up a new Fenty Cheeks Out cream product, and this one here is Strawberry Drip. That's in there. And then I have one of the Melt Blush Lights, and this one is a warm peachy shade called Polished. I've got two different options for bronzer. I have the Solar Paint from Glossier. This will be real fast and easy. And then I have the Power Bronzer from Danessa Myricks. This is a really interesting kind of moussey texture to it. And this one is in the lightest shade, just called Light. It goes on pretty strong, but it blends so beautifully. Super, super, super easy to use. For liquid highlights this month, I have this one from Lisa Eldridge. This is the Elevated Glow, and I am more than halfway through the bottle. Been using it a lot. I also have Charlotte Tilbury's Beauty Light Wand. This is the lightest shade in Spotlight. So those are in rotation for this month. I mentioned last month that I've been craving color. So I am putting in the It's My Pleasure from ColourPop. This is their original purple palette. It has some really pretty multi-chromes, I guess duochromes in here, and some really pretty purple shades. I probably won't wear them as vibrantly as this, but a light wash will be just what the doctor ordered for a fun springtime look. Another one that has some color in it is from Viseart. This is the Paris Love Letter, and we've got green, we've got peach, we've got lavender. I'm wearing this gray today on the eye with the shade above, and this one kind of as a liner. I really have been enjoying this. This is what I'm looking forward to using for spring. I've also been loving really pinky eyes, so I'm reaching for the Paris Edit from Viseart. This one has some really pretty blush tones and some cooler kind of smoky tones. And I think this will be fun to play with this month as well. On the days that I want something super fast and a really limited color palette, I am pulling the Wayne Goss Luxury Eye Palette in the shade Pearl. I love that I can wear this either cool, either warm. I think it's super easy. I love how big the pans are. Wears all day. I don't need a primer. Love this. And another one that I'm pulling out that I was like, I just used it a couple months ago. But yeah, it's okay. You love it. Use it again. And it's this. This is the Desert Lights from Flower Beauty. Just, they're so shiny. They're so reflective. And they look like that on the eye. I mean, like, look. They're so delicious. So this is back in for April. I am keeping a couple of smaller palettes in here just for the days that I don't want to have to think too hard. I do have this one from Beauty Pie. This is the James Molloy Deluxe Eyeshadow Quad in gold. It has 4 shades. It has a very much a Charlotte Tilbury quad feel to it. And I can't stop reaching for this. This is so beautiful. This is the Divine Skies eyeshadow from M Cosmetics, but this is from the Masterpiece collection, and this is the one called Rodin. So it's the lightest, I think the lightest eyeshadow palette that they make, but these shades are so perfect for every day, and you get 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. My little heart is so happy. There have been days that I'm like, I want to put some makeup on, but I don't want it to be hard. So I'm pulling out some single eyeshadows. I'm pulling out both of my Cosmic Dewy Pearl eyeshadows from M. This one is in Wish, and this one here is in Moonrise. And I am pulling out one of the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Lorex. You can see this one. I have been using this one a lot. This is the shade Bianca. This is kind of like a soft pink pearl. So I've got a pink, I've got kind of like a silvery taupe, and then more of a bronzy shade here. Really easy. I could do a one and done eye look with any of those. I'm putting 3 mascaras into my monthly bin. I'm trying to make sure I use them up. I think I'm going to finish this one this month. This is the one from Beauty Pie. This is the Uber Volume Boost Velvet Mascara. It's what I'm wearing today. Love. This one is gorgeous. It's a really great alternative to Mr. Big. It's not identical. I still get a little bit more volume from Mr. Big, but that's less than half the price. And it's such a beautiful formula, and it lasts all day, and it never comes out really wet. It starts out on the drier side, which I prefer. Another mascara I'm putting in is Drugstore. It's from Essence. It's the Curl and Volume from the Last Princess line. I think this is a great mascara. I have been enjoying it. I feel like it gives me the boost that I would get from Lancome's Mr. Big at like a fraction of the price. And the mascara that I keep on hand for the days that I don't want to spend like, 3 minutes trying to wash the makeup off at the end of the day is this. This is the Tubing Mascara from M. This is their Pick Me Up Mascara. Love so much, so much. I am keeping this Inglot AMC eyeliner in shade 90 in my rotation for this month. I picked this up last month, and I have been loving the really graphic liner looks that I can get with this. I'm also putting in this liner from Persona. This is their 24-hour waterproof. This is a fantastic pencil liner. I also have been liking this one from Beauty Pie. This is the one that I'm wearing today. This is the Ultra Color Pro Gel Eyeliner. I have the shade Molten Bronze, and my favorite of all time liquid liner is the one from M, the Illustrative Liner. I have both the Precisely My Brow from Benefit, and I have the NYX Micro Pencil in for my brows, and then I have the Anastasia Brow Pen. I feel like I need to get back into the habit of using these small little marker type pens, but I think out of all of them, this one from Anastasia is my fave. And then I have 3 brow gels. They're all tinted. I love me the Boy Brow from Glossier. That's in there. I've been trying to get better at using this one from NYX. They're Thick It, Stick It, and I think that we're figuring her out. She's a little temperamental the first time I used it, but it's getting better. And then I have this one from Beauty Pie, their Archology Eyebrow Sculpting Gel. Love this. I have the shade Perfect Brown. The mask mandate for state of Washington went away on the 11th of March. And that's just about when I started working. And so since I work in a dental office, I still have to wear a mask. I've been like, ah! So I've been wearing super easy things for work and very different things when I'm not at work. One of the things that I have like fallen back in love with is red lipstick, because this is the first time in 2 years that people other than me underneath my mask know that I'm wearing a red lipstick. So I have like all the reds. Let me just show you. Okay. I have 3 liners. One of them is more of like a deep red. This one here is from Wayne Goss. This one's called Cinnabar. I have one of the new NYX Line Loud lip liners. This one is in Rebel Red. So much fun. My fave from Lisa Eldridge in Velvet Ribbon. My favorite red shade ever, ever, ever. So I have 3 red lip liners. I do have the Velvet Ribbon lipstick from Lisa Eldridge. I don't know what happened. Mine broke at the base, and so it's getting all kind of like messed up and gooed up, so I can't keep it. I used to store it like upside down so I could see the label. I can't do that anymore because then the bullet falls out. But it's a beautiful bright red. I might just, because I love this lipstick so much, put this one in my purse as my purse lipstick and get a new one for my desk here, because I hate that this one is just kind of oohing around, but this is my favorite red. It's so fantastic. Beyond that, I was like, I want all the red formulas. So I have this one in Red Divine from M Cosmetics. This is the Infinite Lip Cloud. This one is just gorge. So pretty. I know you're like, why do you need so many reds? Options, baby. I need my options. I fell in love with this one. This came in the holiday blockbuster from Estee Lauder this year, and it's more of a tomatoey red. I guess it was 2021, so it was last year, but it's a more of a tomatoey red. Love. It's a beautiful, comfortable cream lipstick. I have been trying to fall back in love with this one here. It feels more coral to me. Maybe that's why I don't love it, but it's supposed to be a sheer red. It's called Atomic Cherry. It's from Lisa Eldridge. I love the formula of this. Her more sheer lightweight lipsticks are absolutely beautiful, but it doesn't really feel like a red. It feels more like a coral. And my fave sheer red of the moment is the Glossier. This one is in the shade Fete. Glossy, juicy, so pretty. And with one swipe, it's not too heavy, but it's still a little bit, more intense than the one from Lisa Eldridge. My other pink and more nude lip liner options for this month is this one in Vanilla Nude. This one is from Beauty Pie. I have the Lisa Eldridge Enhance and Define lip liner in Muse, as well as Beauty. And then another one of those NYX lip liners, and this one is in the shade Fierce Flirt. And it looks kind of like a, I don't know, like a purpley, and it's not. It's more of like a pinky nude. It's not quite as, this looks a little bit more almost lavendery toned, and it's not. I love these matte lipsticks from Milani. These are so good. These are the Fierce Matte lipsticks. This one, my new favorite shade. This one right here is Petal. It's gorgeous. The formula and this color especially kind of reminds me of some Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, but these are under $10. What are they? $7.99, $8.99, super affordable. Even the packaging is so pretty. I have 2 of these matte ones, one of the vinyl ones. Love both of them. And this is another matte lipstick. It's another Lisa Eldridge. I know, I know it's a lot of Lisa, but I really like it. This is a shade I really haven't worn that much since I purchased it, and I'm trying to. This is Velvet Cinnabar. I love me a lightweight glossy lipstick. I'm keeping this one from M in rotation. This is the shade Mona Lisa. This is their lip cushion. It's so glossy. It's so juicy. I am using this one from Lisa Eldridge. This is the Luxuriously Lucent formula, and this shade is Spirited Away. It's the one that I'm wearing today, but she looks like that. Love. I have fallen in love with these glass shine lipsticks from Revlon, and this one, Nude Illuminator, is one of my faves. This is one that is like super easy if you're wearing a heavier eye look. It's great if you are wanting like a no makeup look and just a little bit of something on your lips. I love so much. And I have a couple of Dior lipsticks. I have one of their, what is this? This is their Addict Stellar Shine. This is the shade Mirage. This one's a little bit pinkier but super shiny. And then they don't make the Dior Addict Extreme in the shade Black Tie anymore. Oh, love this shade, but it's kind of like a sheer, almost blackberry shade. And I love it for days when I have really light eye makeup, but I want a bold lip, but that's light and glossy. So I have these guys out. I am trying to fall in love, I never really have, with the ones from Lisa Eldridge. I feel like the formula is beautiful. I love the formula of the gloss. This is the Enhance and Define in my favorite shade, which is Muse, but I just don't get along with this slightly rounded doe foot. I always get the product in places I don't like. And I love the packaging. I love everything except for the applicator, but I'm trying to finish them up. I do love, this is my favorite gloss formula. This is from Beauty Pie. This is the Wonder Gloss Collagen Lip Oil. This is one of my favorite shades. This one is called Jammy. This is it right here. Shiny, beautiful, and you can build it up to be a little bit more colorful, but I like how lightweight this is. Gorge. Last month I made a purchase from Inglot, and when I made that purchase, they sent me this. I've never heard of it. I've never tried it. This is their Sleeks Cream, and it's a real, it looks like a little test tube, and it is a really easy, I even like the scent of it, but I love the color. It's kind of like a peachy coral shade. And this one here is called, I've been looking all over this tube going, what are you called? What's the name? There's no name. There's a number. It's number 90 because it's a professional makeup line. That makes more sense now, but I was like, what are you called? What is your name? 90. Since I'm still wearing a mask at work in the dentist's office, I have been trying to find things that I'm not going to end up with clown mouth, but are still going to keep me hydrated and give me just a little bit of color. I love this. Do they still make this? This is the Neutrogena Revitalizing Lip Balm. I hope they do. This one, what's the shade on this one? This is Fresh Plum. I love this. I struggle with the fact that it's oval, but if it's not round, I don't know what to do with myself. But I like it because it is kind of like a, it feels more like a fig color. It's not so much plum, but like a warmish brown. It's gorgeous on the lips. I love. I have also been enjoying this Kosas Sport, and I think this is our hyaluronic acid. Again, another one that's oval shaped. I'm like, why? Why? People must love this packaging. I don't love it. This is the shade Rush. It's a little pinkier, but I love, and it's so easy to just plop on. I also have been enjoying these Glow Paradise gloss lipsticks. I forget what they're called exactly. But this is shade 150. I bought 3 of these last month, and this is the one I use the most. So you can see we're really sheer, we're really glossy, we're really glowy. And on the days that I want a little bit more pigment, but I don't want stuff to go anywhere, I'll put on a lip liner, and then I'll top it off with this. This is the So Pouty Lip Gloss Balm from Wet n Wild. I would say it's more balm and less gloss. Not that it can't be shiny. Let me see if I can build it up here. Even trying to build it up, it's not particularly shiny. I feel like these guys have more shine to them, and I'm not getting much shine from this. But my favorite thing about this, I was worried because the first time I felt, I'm like, ooh, it feels waxy. It feels heavy, but in a good way. I didn't, when I was touching it for the first time, I'm like, I don't know that this is for me, but I actually really like it because I can put down a lip liner for color and top it with that. And it doesn't break it down like a gloss would where it gets really oily and starts to travel. That doesn't happen. It stays right where it is. And then it's also not sticky on my lips. And because it is a thicker product, it lasts a lot longer. And I can make it from 8 in the morning until 12:30 for lunch, and then quickly reapply and put my mask back on. And when I take my mask off at 5 when I'm leaving, it's just, I don't know, it works. I love it. I like this a lot. It's not glossy, it's more balmy, and it's a little bit heavy, but I like the texture of it because it stays put. And it's super nourishing because not all things that are balmy are necessarily hydrating. I find that this one is. That's what I have in my bin for April. I am glad that I'm taking the time to go through and show love to each different thing in my collection. Some things get shown a little bit more love than others because they're super faves, but I like that I'm trying things that I haven't used in a long time, that I'm reaching for things that I haven't used in months, things that it's been almost a year since I've used. I don't want that to happen. I don't want something to get forgotten or lost in my collection. I want to rotate, know what I have, and when something quits being useful or I feel like it's past its prime, get rid of it so I don't have to do a giant declutter later. That's my goal. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know what you're craving for spring. Are there colors? Are there formulas that you're loving right now? Or a specific item in general? Let me know in the comments down below. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you again soon.